One of our frog experts, Rachel, has been undertaking epic treks as part of a comprehensive population survey of the endangered southern heath frog. She's going to historic locations where the frogs were found and also checking out new spots that look like good habitat. This search took Rach to the castle, a high plateau on the New South Wales south coast, famous for being a brutal day hike.
Lots of pools on top. Oh, here's some bigger pools. There's pools everywhere. Rob, you gotta come over here. I found them. They're right here at this big pool. Oh my god, there they are. Look, there's so many. There's one. Litoria, watsoni. Oh my gosh, fantastic.
This landscape consists of deep, winding valleys punctuated by these high plateaus called sandstone monoliths. Rach wants to know how many of these plateaus have frogs on top, and if they're moving up and down or between them. On top of one of these monoliths, Rach has spotted what she thinks is perfect breeding habitat. However, in order to get up there and check, we need to take an efficient mode of transport. We dropped at the top and things are looking pretty dire at first, with no signs of tadpoles. Then, the humble cameraman spots movement in one of the pools.
Oh, here's a taddy. Big, it's watsoni.
What? It's watsoni.
Really?
Fantastic. I can't believe it. I'd lost hope. I honestly, my disappointment was just sick in my chest. I was just like, oh, how weird. There's just one. They must be hiding under this algae.
Rachel takes a small genetic sample from the tadpole, which is an important part of this survey work.
I'm hoping that we'll find from some of the genetic results about any inbreeding in the populations, which would be a concern, but I think that the populations look really strong from what we've seen in the field, and I guess the hope is that they're so strong and the populations are big enough that they can persist into the future and we don't need to do a lot of intervention. We also might find out more about the past and how that species evolved in the landscape and where we've found it around all the edges of the escarpment and on top of these high mountains. It sort of tells a story of where they've evolved from and where they're not, so where we haven't found them.
Rachel was right about these pools being amazing habitat, and throughout the day we found tons of tadpoles of varying age, including a few metamorphs which had almost completed their transition into adult frogs.
So this is a lot of data gathering for a fairly data deficient species. It can be to do with fire as well. Like it might tell a story about how they've responded to fire and how more fire prone areas of the landscape can split populations. So we can learn more about which populations mix and which ones are more resilient in the future where there's more fires.